Hey everyone, this is Eric Bahn, the founder of Beat The GMAT, and today we have a very special behind the music interview with Henrique Saboia. For those of you who don't know Henrique, he's the guy behind the latest viral video from Kellogg. It is a lip dub with featuring Pink's "Raise Your Glass" song, I believe, and you guys have to check it out. It's a really amazing video, and we're speaking with Henrique today to learn a little bit more about his background, and also some details about how he came up with this pretty tremendously produced video. So Henrique, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so I got a ton of questions for you about the lip dub, but before we do that, I think it'd be good to hear a little bit about your background. So can you tell us more about yourself first?
Sure, of course. As you said, my name is Henrique Saboia. I'm a first year here at Kellogg. Before Kellogg, I was doing business development in Latin America, which is where I'm originally from. I'm switching careers here at Kellogg. I'm going into high tech, interning at Dell for the summer, which I'm very excited about. And in the meantime, loving my first year at Kellogg. I'm also a member of one of the two house bands here at Kellogg called Captains of Industry, and yeah, having a great time here. So.
Excellent. Well, thanks again for joining us. And Captains of Industry, pretty fantastic name. You know, if you had gone to Stanford, I would have suggested robber barons, maybe as a different name for you there. But that's a good one. So let's talk about the lip dub.
Yeah.
Why did you do this lip dub? Like, what's the idea behind this?
Yeah. So as you know, Kellogg did our first lip dub last year. And I saw it once I'd been admitted. It was actually premiere at the Day at Kellogg event last year, and when I saw it, I was just amazed by what had happened here. For the first time, and I did it for two reasons. One was, one of my goals at Kellogg was to really try some things that I had never done before, and trust me, I never produced a video of any kind before. Especially one involving 100 people not getting paid. So that was great. That was just a great chance to do something that I wouldn't have a chance to do any other time. And two, I just remember watching it when I was watching for the first time when I was visiting Kellogg, and remember it was just a really cool way to show how unique and how special a place Kellogg is. It's just great. I mean, the culture just fits perfectly with people willing to give up 4 to 5 hours. In a day on a Sunday, which happened this year to be Passover weekend, Easter Sunday. It all came together, and we still did it. We still had over 110 people show up. So I just thought it was one of the coolest ways to show how special a place Kellogg is, and I just wanted to be a part of it. And landed on the executive producer role and had a blast with it.
Yeah, it's interesting you say it really does showcase culture, I think. You mean, from an outsider's perspective, Kellogg is a school that's almost synonymous with teamwork. And getting 110 people to volunteer, especially on a holiday weekend, that reinforces my stereotype.
Exactly, with no other pay other than free pizza for lunch.
Wow.
So it really is amazing, and I was just glad to be a part of it, and it was more than I could ever expect. So yeah, that was the reason why I joined.
Awesome. So let's get a little bit deeper behind the music around this video. So talk to me about how you came up with a concept. I mean, there's so many costume characters. There's so much movement that's happening. In fact, there's not even a still frame in the entire piece. So can you talk to us a little bit about what you're thinking in terms of building this story?
Sure. So actually, building the story, what we did was we built a team of writers. We split the song in 7 parts, and we had 7 teams. It was mostly teams of 2 writers, but a couple of teams of 3 writers as well. And each team of writers got a piece of the song, and they were tasked with writing their piece, which was usually between 30 to 45 seconds, and they also went out to get lead actors, because the only thing we had pretty much rehearsed before we got to tape were the lead actors, the people that were actually lip syncing.
Okay.
Everything going around it was just put in at day of. Because you really can't count on who's going to show up and what are they going to be dressing. The only good news that we had is that we knew we could count on Kellogg students to wear costumes.
Yeah.
Because it's really not that hard to get us to wear costumes. So we knew they were going to come in mass. We knew they were going to come, with great costumes. So we gave completely free range to the writers to come up with concepts, really cool ideas, use the building in a really creative way. And they came through, and we were lucky that dozens of more people came up with, showed up with great costumes and made it really easy for us to make an interesting video.
So last year when I spoke to Joshua Eddy, the previous LipDub creator, he mentioned that one of the toughest things in producing this video is the song choice. And you guys picked a Pink song. So can you tell us why'd you pick this particular Pink song?
So we really liked the way that the song was picked last year, and we followed that model pretty closely. Actually, what we did is we did a bunch of research. We actually had a team just to focus on picking the song this year, which was great. It really worked in our advantage. So we had a team leader, and she put together Toy. Big shout out to her. We put together a list of songs that we wanted to consider. She actually got those recommendations from the team of 30 leaders that we had. We had 30 people that were part of the organization.
Wow.
Got a recommendation from them. We had a bunch of rules that we had to follow. No derogatory terms, no cursing, so forth and so on. So of course we cut those out, put a list of songs that we could use, and then in good NBA fashion, build a Qualtrics and sent it out to the team and say, hey, let's vote for these songs. Got the song that got the most votes was actually Pink, which was great. Ran it by Kellogg and make sure that they supported it, that they were on board with it, and they of course were great to work with and gave us approval on the song. But it was really about getting a song that people could get behind, a song that was recognizable, a song that was danceable, a song that was easy to sing, and it worked really well because that song just, I think, represents the culture as well, and it's just a great theme. So.
Were there any other songs in your finalist list that you're considering?
So we wanted to. Plan B, the song that got the second most votes was actually "I'm a Believer" from Shrek soundtrack, which is a great song, but it's just a little bit older. So we would have done great with it, but I'm really glad we got a song that was a little bit newer, which is different from last year's LipDub where we used a song from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's incredibly recognizable, great song, but we wanted to go a different direction, use a different song. We almost did Party Rock Anthem, which is one of the themes of all our nights out here this year.
Oh yeah.
But it was just a little bit too risque for us. We didn't think it was the right way to go.
Well, so. I got a suggestion for you. So next LipDub, Sexy and I Know It, LMFAO, perfect for you guys.
Yeah. And it's really easy to learn the lyrics too.
Exactly. So I saw Joshua in the video actually, and it sounds like he did have some participation in the creative direction of this year's video. Did he provide any words of wisdom for you as you started this project?
He sure did. I mean, Josh was amazing throughout the whole process. He actually was gracious enough to hand off the leadership, which he didn't have to. I mean, he did it last year. He started the whole thing.
Yeah.
But he had a vision for the LipDub. He wanted it to be something that continued year after year. And with that in mind, he graciously gave us the leadership and said, "Hey, do with it what you want. I'm available to help you or to give any advice if you need, but just go with it." And we couldn't be happier that he did that and let the first years run with it a little bit. And it's really something it's a challenge in MBAs because we're only here for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's very often that there's not enough continuity. So I think tip of the hat to Josh. Just gonna put it here. Josh is the man. I work with him a lot, and he made it really easy for us to make it really successful. But in exchange, we wanted to give him a chance to be in the video and be featured in the video because last year he wasn't in the video.
Yeah.
He was actually behind the scenes the whole time.
That's right.
So we wanted to make sure that he had a feature part in the film, and I think that elevator part it was a great way to feature him. So.
Yeah, I agree. And shout out myself to Josh. That was a really great scene there. I love the costume too. So
in the building, they could have done that scene.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's talk about the production a little bit. So you mentioned that there are a ton of people. 110 people in this production?
110 people showed up day of. 110 people, 3 dogs, and a couple of babies.
Wow.
Is the final head count.
And how long did this take? You said 4 to 5 hours, was it? Or?
Well, actually, the day of, for those 1,000 people, it was from noon to 3:30.
Okay.
The leadership, the team of 30 that were leading, and that includes the writers, the director, the cameraman, the producers. We showed up a couple hours earlier just to work through the final kinks and make sure that we were ready to go for those 110 people arrived. So for us, it was a long day.
Yeah.
And then after that, after the 110 people were gone, we had to clean up the building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So the leadership team was about 30 deep.
Yeah.
We had 30 people split in different teams. We had a marketing team. We had a writers team. We had the picking song team. We had a route team. The route was actually decided beforehand with the route team, and I'm really happy with the whole turnout. So it was a 4 to 5 week process for us to put it all together, get approval from the school, plan the whole thing out. Get commitment from everyone, do a marketing drive so that everyone knew what was happening. It was a challenging weekend, as I said. It was Passover, it was Easter, so we needed our best minds on the task, and we did it. So it was really great.
And how much did this all cost at the end of the day?
Not a whole lot. Pizza happens to be pretty cheap, but our whole budget altogether was less than $1,000, I would say.
Whoa.
It was mostly food. We got a few props, just some juggling props, which came in handy. But mostly, I mean, as I said, Kellogg students are ready to come wearing costumes, so we didn't have to buy a whole lot of those, which is great. It was very cheap. We were done on cheap. I actually have to give a shout out to KSA, Kellogg Student Association. The LipDub was funded by a program called X Prize, which you can apply, and it's a program that is just to do projects that wouldn't be funded otherwise. To bring different students together that wouldn't get to work together otherwise. And LipDub is a great way to do it, and they supported us all the way through, so big shout out to KSA for making LipDub happen.
Awesome. So incredibly impressive, just given the amount of people, volunteers, time, and just ridiculously small budget. This is all the more reason to really pat yourself on the back for this. This is really cool. So let me ask you this. I mean, in the last year or two, I noticed a really weird, interesting trend, Henrique, which is it's not just Kellogg that's producing these LipDubs, but you and I actually, before we started this interview, talked about what some other schools are doing with regard to creating viral videos, other music videos as well. Yeah. Why do you think business school students are getting into this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great movement. I love that Kellogg just put out the 2012 LipDub. We just saw the Munger Games by Columbia, which is a great video as well. I think MBA has always had this perception of MBA students as being, people that love spreadsheets, which is kind of true, but we also love other things. And I think the chance to make these videos to show how talented or our other talents, it's just a great way to do it and show that we don't only work on spreadsheets. We can actually make funny videos, viral videos. We can make music, and I think that's what we're trying to show. Just another side of the MBA student that before really wasn't showed a whole lot. So I think that's the drive behind it, and I know Kellogg has a great culture for it, and we do a lot of things to show that other side of the students. I think that's what's behind it, and I love to see the other videos. I mean, it's just so much fun to see what other schools are making as well. So I hope it continues.
So last question for you, Henrique, is are there any other viral videos we can expect from Kellogg in the future?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I think, we're working on, for the LipDub specifically, we're actually going to make our first making of the LipDub video. We had someone filming the whole filming. So we're still editing that video, and that's going to come out in the next few weeks. There's just so much that happens behind the scenes that's hilarious, and so many fail takes. So we definitely want to show that. It's a great place to do it. But also, Special K, which is our yearly review at Kellogg, it's actually premiering next week. So big shout out to them as well. They're going to come out with, they always do come out with incredible videos, short films. So I'm excited to see that. So Kellogg is going to continue to put out those videos, and hopefully they'll just get better and better. That seems to be the trend. I hope it keeps going.
Hope so too. So we've been speaking with Henrique Saboia. He's a first-year student at the Kellogg School of Management, and also the executive producer of the latest LipDub by the Kellogg class, and also a frontman for Captains of Industry, a hot house band at Kellogg. Go check them out if you're in the Chicago area. Henrique, thank you so much for your time. It was really a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thanks for having me, and hope to be doing this again.
Yeah, me too. And for the business schools out there who are watching this interview, I'm putting you on notice. Henrique and Kellogg just served you. So, you got to throw down and produce your own LipDub to answer back. So hope to see that in the future too.
Let's do it. I want to see them.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks again, Henrique.
Thank you, Eric.